Hi, Jessica.
Hi.
It's good to see you. Um,
Mhm.
I'd love to pick your brain a little bit on a very hard topic, but a topic that we get a lot of calls about, and a lot of couples come to see us about, and that is whether or not to stay in a relationship or a marriage or to leave. If one person or if both people in a couple or in a marriage are really on the fence and deliberating and are just honestly, struggling with mixed emotions, um, should they just do individual therapy? Should they come in for couples therapy? What would you like to say to people who are really at that crossroads and they're not sure they want to continue the relationship?
Absolutely. And this is another topic dear to my heart because there's a lot of couples that are really hurting, or they feel very lost and confused in this limbo mode, and there's a lot of fear, like what if I do leave, what does that look like? There's a lot of insecurities, and so um, people really struggle. They're hurting, and one of the things I encourage couples to both of them reach out for some help, because there's something called discernment counseling. It's not specifically to work on the relationship. It's not like that. That's not the main priority. The main priority is to kind of slow everything down and to find some clarity and confidence in order to get out of this limbo mode. And so it's a process. It's supposed to be very short, where we really flesh out what does it look like if you did decide to stay in the marriage for the next 6 months, and to really work on it and pull back the layers and all of that and really flesh it out. And also, on the other hand, if they're no matter how like good the couple is or whatever the case is, some couples, some marriages, relationships just don't work out. And so, in that way, we're going to slow that down and really talk a lot about the fears. What would it look like if we did get divorced? Whether it's financial stressors, or what do we do with the kids, or how do we make it most amicable in the midst of everything? Um, because a lot of people have, maybe they don't believe in divorce, or maybe they've been taught, or if there's some stigma to it. And so during that discernment process, where there's no judgment from my end, yes, I'm a firm believer in relationships, but I also understand we live in a free country. Like, you won't get stoned if you think about divorce or anything. And so just kind of finding that clarity and that confidence to get out of that limbo mode, and to make a decision.
Hmm.
That's a little bit about that discernment process.
Okay, thank you, Jessica. So it's good to hear that you offer,
Mm-hmm.
and some of our other therapists too at Counseling ATL
Mm-hmm.
offer what's called discernment counseling, which is
Mm-hmm.
not marriage or relationship counseling. It
Mm-hmm.
is just a temporary um, type of counseling for a couple where one or both people are considering ending the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And often one person's leaning in, wanting to stay. One
Yeah.
person is often leaning out and considering leaving.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that you offer this. It sounds like a nice way to push pause
Yeah.
and to just really consider what does what does it really mean to stay and work on this? What would be required on your side of the street or my side of the street
Yeah.
to make it healthy again? Or is that even possible? And to maybe help people to pause and reflect on how each of them have contributed to the
Yeah.
dissolution and the struggle in the relationship, so that whether you choose to stay or to go, that there's a really, like you said, a confidence and some clarity about why it's gotten to this point. I like to think of discernment as like a more of a diagnosis, a
Yeah.
prognosis. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is the state of the marriage or the relationship right now. This is what you're struggling with. This
Yeah.
is both of your part in it. And then to help people to really feel confident about, you know, picking 6 months really all in, closing the door on divorce or breaking up. Let's work on marriage therapy, to either choose that or to choose ending, feeling really confident that that's what you want. Most people don't choose the third, which is limbo. Let's stay in limbo, but it's an option,
Yeah,
and that's why I think you do the time limited, right? Is so that
absolutely.
you don't want to continue just to kind of stay in limbo with a couple. They can go then see their individual therapist if they want. But for couples to do this work, it sounds like it's really helpful for that clarity and confidence about choosing one path or the other. Any other sort of tips or resources or recommendations you have for couples where they're considering ending the relationship?
I think the biggest thing is like if you're in this limbo mode, is there is some hope to get out of that limbo mode, whether you decide to stay in the relationship or not, because it's really hard to be confused or to be hurt or to really like not know what to do. And so there's some great resources to read just to find that clarity. I think, Stephanie, what's that book? It's called
Should I Try
I
to
Try
Work
to
It
Work
Out?
It Out.
Classic.
I love that one. Another one is it Too Good to Stay, Too Bad to Leave? No, something like that. Is it
Yeah.
Something like that.
Too good to leave, too bad to stay. Right. That's another classic book on that limbo and trying to get out of that limbo. I think the first one is by Steve Harris, at a University of Minnesota. A lot of it's research based, kind of very quick read on Amazon. Reads more like a workbook, kind of helping you to think about what are the real statistics on, regrets people have, whether they stay or go. And then,
even how it impacts kids.
Yes,
I know a lot of people struggle like, hey, we just want to stay in the marriage or relationship for the sake of our kids.
Right.
And
or the opposite assumption that, whatever, kids will be fine.
Exactly.
Like, so really checking your assumptions on how you actually think, divorce or separation might be for children. It's great. Two great books. And then obviously if couples would like your help with making this decision, they can schedule a free consultation with you, and they can learn more about you at www.counselingatl.com/Jessica. And thank you so much, Jessica, for your time. And thank you for demystifying this process of discernment counseling, helping couples to understand that there's always hope. If it's not over, it ain't over till it's over. Why not try a little bit of discernment counseling to be more confident and clear about which way to go. So thank you for all of your work, especially with couples in this really painful situation where it is often really difficult to decide. So thanks, Jessica, for all the great work you do.
Absolutely. Glad I can help people. So thank you, Stephanie.
All right. Thanks.